You are listening to the Tricorder Transmissions Special Episode 27. And now, here are Craig and Jeff.
Welcome back to the Tricorder Transmissions. This is Jeff Hewlett.
And this is Craig Cohen. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's pretty good. So, no, these are your real hosts, Jeff Hewlett
and Craig Cohen.
That was pretty cool. So those are the 5-year mission guys, Mike Rittenhouse and Andy Fark, giving us a nice fun. They're imitations of us for the intro to this episode. So this is our 27th supplemental log episode of the Tricorder Transmissions, and this week we are going to have a discussion with a couple of the guys from 5-year mission, and we are going to debut one of their brand new songs from the Spock's Brain album here on the show for the very first time in public. So big honor for us, Craig.
Yeah, and it's going to be a full almost a week before you can actually buy the album.
Yeah, awesome. We were really excited when the guys came to us with this idea. We're very flattered and honored that they included us in their press tour before the official album release and gave us an exclusive track. So from what I understand, if you go to the guys' Facebook page, they're doing a couple of other Trek podcasts, and each podcast is getting an exclusive track to play for the first time, and the guys are going to actually talk about those tracks on each of those podcasts. So head over to their Facebook page, facebook.com/5-year mission. That's the number 5-year mission. And there's a post there that lists all the other podcasts they're going to be on.
Yeah, very cool concept, doing a little press there, a little press tour there.
Yeah. So before we get into that, we're going to touch on a couple of Trek news items, something that we haven't had much of a chance to talk about up until now, but this is actually really good news. Is Nichelle Nichols is recovering very well from her stroke, and she actually says that she's feeling the best she's felt in a very long time. So that is really good to hear. She's had no loss of mobility, and she's in a rehabilitation recovery program. So that's really great to hear.
Yeah, it is good to hear because unfortunately we're at a time where every minute that we get with these people is a precious one. So we're glad she's doing all right.
Exactly. Yeah, I was a little nervous because we just lost Leonard Nimoy. So I was thinking that would be so tragic to lose Nichelle Nichols so shortly after we lost Nimoy. So it'd be a really bad year for original series actors and actresses. But things are looking up. So I'm expecting that she'll be back in action at the convention circuit before we know it.
Yes.
So unfortunately, though, we do have a passing to talk about today, though, that was very unexpected.
Yeah.
And that is famed composer James Horner, who famously did the soundtrack, the score for The Wrath of Khan and The Search for Spock.
Yes.
Yeah. So he passed away in a plane crash. Was it yesterday?
Yeah. Or yeah. I mean, as of this recording, I believe it was. Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Very sad news, and it was a private plane that he was apparently piloting.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great composer. I mean, you probably know a lot of his other stuff too, Jeff. He did the score for Commando.
Oh, great movie.
With the great sort of the drums in Commando.
Yeah, the steel drums.
Yeah.
It was almost an islandish theme to that music. That's one of my 80s childhood favorites, man. That was a cable staple, HBO cable staple back in the day.
And he was also nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe for Jim Cameron's Aliens. And he also worked on the score for Titanic, which he won the Oscar, the Golden Globe, and the Grammy for. So, and he also co-wrote "My Heart Will Go On," the Celine Dion song.
Oh, that was a huge number. That song is still played in adult contemporary circles today. I mean, very, very famous. Probably one of Celine Dion's most famous songs at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And he's actually got a couple of scores in the can still. So we're going to hear a little bit more of his music in the coming months. So it's sad, but at least we have some new music we're going to hear.
yeah, yeah. Looking forward to that. And it's always nice to have some more material coming out to celebrate his life. So just a real quick note, a couple more films I just looked up here that stand out to me as ones that I remember the music from. 48 Hours.
Yeah.
That was huge. Cocoon. A big fan of Willow. God, that was a great one. The Rocketeer. Another good one. Yeah, American Tail. Remember old Fievel the Mouse? God, there's a lot of great ones on it. Braveheart, another great movie. Beautiful Mind, a movie set very close to where we live.
Yeah, right here in New Jersey.
Right here in New Jersey. So and of course Avatar. So yeah, he will be very missed. Very, very prolific. Very, very prolific. So I think Shatner is on tour now.
Yeah, he's doing that cross country like bike ride thing, right?
Yeah,
He's
that
in
motorcycle ride.
That motorcycle that like it's like a trike almost.
Yeah. That it's amazing what that guy is doing at his age. He just doesn't stop.
Yeah, I think that's the secret.
Yeah, that's got to be the secret. He always has stuff to do and stuff to look forward to and work on his plate. I mean, and after this, he's going to appear making a Comic-Con appearance, and he'll be at the Vegas Trek convention again in the beginning of August. So, and another big announcement too is that Sir Patrick Stewart is also scheduled to be there, though I believe he's not doing any photo ops.
Yeah, he's doing a limited amount of autographs and no photo ops. So, hey, who knows? Hopefully he's slotted in to do a speaking slot.
Yeah, I believe he is, and there's supposed to be a limited number of autographs that he's going to sign. He had to prepay for them, I think.
Yeah, and they actually released a second batch of autographs.
Oh, excellent. So, upcoming on the Tricorder Transmissions, we just want to talk really quick about some of our future plans, since we released our really final episode in the original series last Sunday, and that was our commentary on the pilot episode, The Cage, featuring the director of The Green Girl, George Pappy Jr., and that was a spectacular commentary. We're very, very proud of that, and we got a lot of great positive feedback about that episode on Facebook, and very, very touching, and it actually got rippled out to George's friends and fans on the Green Girl page, where we got even more great feedback. So thank you, George, again for being on the show, and thank you to any new listeners who have started listening to our show after seeing us on the Green Girl page last week. Yeah. So more future plans, though, is in the coming weeks we have our series wrap-up episodes that we're planning, and we don't know exactly at this point how long these are going to be or how many episodes it's going to span, because we're actually planning to have as many of our previous guests back on the show as we can possibly get.
Yeah, and we'll get their feelings and their thoughts on the series as a whole. And I know that between the two of us, we're planning to, I guess, present all of the episodes that we voted as essential.
Right. So the concept is going to be, now that we've discovered through our commentaries the episodes that we consider essential, we're going to go back and do a retrospective of what we've learned about Star Trek and the characters and the universe through those double essential episodes. So remember, to vote an episode essential, we had to have specific reasons for it. So, character moments, introductions of alien races, new technologies, backstories, things of that nature. So we're going to collect all that information, and we're going to present that as a kind of a compendium of everything that we learned from the original series by watching the essential episodes.
Yeah. And you know what else, Jeff? I'm not sure if we've talked about this or not, but I think it would be really cool if we created a Craig and Jeff, the Tricorder Transmissions top 10 list, where me and you somehow come to terms or agree on what we feel are the 10 our 10 favorite episodes.
Wow, that's going to be an interesting one to debate. Yeah, we'll definitely can do that. That sounds really, really cool. And I guess we can take into account some of our guests' input on that as well.
Yeah.
So very cool. So I guess that's also a call to our listeners
Yeah.
on Facebook and Twitter. Let us know what you think are your favorite episodes, and we'll take everybody's input into account and see how we're swayed.
Yeah. We'll add a certain amount of weight to each vote. But yeah, I know that we, like you said, we're not entirely sure how long this is going to take. But it's the series wrap up for the original series, so there is definitely a lot that we can talk about.
Oh, for sure, definitely. And
It's kind of our last chance to sort of put the series to bed.
oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think after this is over, there may be some times in the future where we revisit some older episodes, and I know we had planned on getting Mark Cushman back to talk about specific episodes that he had very interesting stories about. But other than that, I think this is our last chance to really talk between us about the original series and our opinions and where we stand on all these episodes.
Right.
So very cool. And in the future after that, we're planning to do a lot of recording at the Las Vegas Star Trek convention in early August. I know we have some time carved out with Mark Cushman and time carved out with the 5-year mission guys to do some really, really cool stuff. We're going to wait and surprise you guys with that because we're really excited about what's coming down the pike with them. And we plan to talk to a lot more Star Trek fans this time around, right, Craig?
Yeah. We're gonna have a little bit more time. We're not going to be as enamored with the first Las Vegas convention experience, and we won't have as many people that we're looking to meet as well in terms of celebrities, and so that leaves a little bit more time for us to really hit the streets or hit the convention floor and interact with lots of people.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's going to be really nice to talk to you guys, the listeners, and whoever's out there that listens to us and whoever we wind up meeting this year at the convention. I know a couple of our guests that we had last year are going to be there again. So nice to catch up with them and just see where the convention takes us from a recording perspective. Should be pretty fun.
It always is. So I have no doubt that we're going to have a blast.
Yeah. So, before we move on to the segment with the 5-year mission guys, I want to do a quick aside here, and I hope that our listeners will indulge me on this. It's not something that we normally do on the show, and I think I'm kind of springing it on you too, Craig. I should have warned you ahead of time that I was going to bring this stuff up, but something that we don't really do on the show a lot is self-promotion. And Craig and I do a couple of other shows, and if you want to skip past this part, I understand, but I really want to talk for just a couple minutes on the other couple of shows that we're involved with and Craig's new solo project that he's embarking on. Just to let everybody in the audience know, in case they're interested and don't know about these shows already, we do another show that's a monthly show called Slycast, which is a retrospective look at a celebration about the career of Sylvester Stallone through his movies. And we're having a lot of fun doing that. And we're about, 14 or so episodes into that, Craig? 13?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that experience, it started as kind of a little joke in terms of, just the concept of it. But it's turned out to be a really, really amazing experience. I know that we've had a blast sitting down and watching these movies and talking about these movies. But the response worldwide,
oh my God,
has been completely amazing in terms of
really is
the amount of people that have discovered the show and the amount of people that you can almost say that the Stallone fandom is very much like the Star Trek fandom in terms of the sense of all being into the same thing, and it's a very sort of open and accepting fandom, and I hadn't really ever been exposed to that.
Me neither, and I have been completely taken aback by the response that we've gotten from the Slycast, and from something that had such a small, humble beginning, and to what it's turned into now, and the people that we've met, and the guests we've had on, and the discussions that we've had with our third chair, Jeff Ferry, who actually was on a Tricorder Transmissions episode forever ago.
Yeah, way back when we did Arena.
Yeah, I think it was our first supplemental or second supplemental. And we've had such a great time with that, and if any of you guys that are listening to the show have any fondness for any of Sylvester Stallone's movies, go and check that podcast out. It's a bit of a different format than we do here on Tricorder. We're not doing running commentaries, but Craig does a wonderful job running down the films, and we kind of talk through segment by segment, groups of scenes by scenes, and we focus in on things and really dissect and celebrate Stallone's films from a very, very, very base standpoint. So we get very, very deep into these things. So a lot of fun to record that. So we're another show that we're also involved in, and this is also another show that kind of sprang out of Tricorder. We had a guy by the name of Ken Mills on a while back, and after we recorded with him, we got to talking after the show about music, and we found out that all of us were fans of the Monkees, and Ken said, why don't we start up a Monkees podcast? So we've been at that for a year now. It's called Zilch. It is right now the only Monkees podcast in existence, and that one has also had an incredible response.
That's been pretty remarkable as well in terms of meeting and being exposed to people who are discovering the show.
Oh, for sure. And we also, not only are we part of the musical discussions on that show, but Craig and I also do a segment called the Colorcast commentaries, where we actually talk through Monkees episodes much the same way we commentate on Star Trek episodes on this show. So if you like this format and you're a Monkees fan, check out the Zilch podcast as well, so you can hear us talk through Monkees episodes.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And now you're on the spot, Mr. Craig Cohen. You have a solo project. Like any good band, you get the itch to go solo after a while, and Craig Cohen is doing just that. So, I know you've got a couple episodes in the can, and you're getting ready to launch soon. So, regale us with what this show is going to be about.
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in the source material for movies, especially when a movie is based on a book or a short story. So this new project is called the Big Screen Book Club, and each episode is going to be devoted to talking about a short story or a novel, and the movie or movies that adapted it. So I think it's a really interesting, fun concept, and I know the episodes that I've recorded so far have been really fun. So I think people are really going to enjoy it.
It sounds like a really great idea to me, and I know you had the format that you've selected. You're going to have different guests on to discuss different books and movies. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool variety, and I'm looking forward to when you get it out there. I know you're very close.
Yeah. I should be hopefully releasing the first episode in July, and it is going to be about a book called Nothing Lasts Forever, which was the basis for the movie Die Hard.
Excellent. Another great film.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. So thank you for that update, Craig, and we'll be posting on the Tricorder page when his new show goes live. So we'll keep everybody who listens to this show in the loop as to when that's going to go out there.
Very cool.
All right. So that pretty much wraps up the beginning introduction part of the show, and we're going to get into a discussion now about this brand new 5-Year Mission song called Hey Kara, and here are the guys from 5-Year Mission to talk about it. So we are here with Andy Fark and Mike Rittenhouse from 5-Year Mission. How you guys doing?
Fan-frickin-tastic.
Awesome.
It's starting already. So this is a really exciting time for you guys, for the band. I mean, you just had a really successful Kickstarter that, you blew away the original goal and a bunch of your stretch goals, and you wound up hitting a very strange number, $7,777. So I think that means you have to hit the slots when you're in Vegas.
Something, yeah.
That was actually the number that Chris kept saying that we had to get, because to pay for, like, Kickstarter takes 10%.
Oh yeah.
So he said to get exactly the $7,000, we needed like 7,777.
And that's exactly how much we hit. Is so weird.
That's amazing. So you had your structure of your levels such that you could hit an odd number like that.
Yeah, and then you got those random people that would come in and donate like $7, and And then at one point early on in the whole Kickstarter campaign, it was just a really odd number. It was like $1,232. So I actually got on there myself and like donated $3 just to make it like a round number.
That's pretty awesome. So, were you guys surprised at how successful the Kickstarter was?
Yeah, absolutely, we were. Mike is shaking his head no, like he's full of himself. Nah, we knew we'd do it all along. Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised how quickly we reached our initial goal within 90 minutes.
That's crazy.
And then I was actually surprised once we even reached that final stretch goal.
Yeah. I thought we would probably do better than the one we did for year 3, but I didn't expect it to be that much.
No.
It's pretty impressive, and I know you guys are going on a bit of a podcast press tour here, and we're glad that you stopped by our show to talk about one of the tracks from the.
You're number one.
Oh, we're flattered,
and on our press tour.
Oh, thank you. And well, that is very flattering, but allow me really quickly, if you don't mind, to flatter you. I know we're not focusing on this for this episode, but I wanted to say that the new video for His Head is Hollow and I Have Touched Spock's Brain is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredible. I love the freight elevator scene during the break. That's great.
We almost did not even use that.
Oh,
we'd actually forgotten that we'd filmed it, and like I can't remember who said it. It was like, hey, what happened to that elevator footage? Were we going to use that at any point? And then Patrick ended up composing the elevator music to that, and then we were like, should we just toss this in at the end? No, that wouldn't make sense for continuity. So yeah, toss it in the middle, and like I know something's good when my wife is watching it all quiet, and I'm not even watching it either. And just out of nowhere, she just starts cracking up laughing. I was like, you got to the elevator scene, didn't you? And she's like, that's awesome!
I had the same reaction. What kind of soda were you drinking in that, Mike?
That would be a Pepsi.
Gross.
I couldn't tell, but I knew you were drinking some sort of a soda.
Yeah. There's an ongoing joke feud between Noah and I over Pepsi and Coke.
Oh, really? Are you on the Pepsi side?
He doesn't care, really.
I'm drinking a Coke right now, so I really don't care. But I like them both. But it's just a joke that we started way back.
Because Pepsi tastes like battery acid.
It just keeps going.
I was reading an article the other day, and I don't remember what it was, but there is one McDonald's in the United States that vends Pepsi products instead of Coke.
What?
That's insane.
Can you imagine that? Is that like head twisting or what? You go into a McDonald's and you get a Pepsi?
How is that even possible?
I don't know. Some weird distribution deal.
Is it a franchise thing?
Probably.
That's so strange. I feel like I'm flashing back to the 80s Cola Wars.
Yeah, it's like the owner has some weird affinity. It's just like, oh, I hate Coke. I'm not giving them any more of my money. Give me Mountain Dew or give me death. It's probably in like Virginia or something.
Why does he have to have that voice, Andy?
Because people with Southern accents prefer Pepsi products. I don't know.
No, man.
I don't know.
Oh, we're going to study those numbers.
Mike, Andy, I know that you guys really sort of spend a lot of time on your mixing, and based on the song that you sent us for tonight's discussion, I just got to say that I think this is the best sounding 5-year mission, at least that's been committed to sound file. There's a depth there and just a clarity that I thought was really, really good.
Yeah, it was quite the long process of mixing. You could definitely ask Mike. It was a long, arduous, argumentative process. And once we actually sent it out to mastering, we were still really worried how it would come back because you always get a slightly different sound than what you send in. And I think it turned out fantastic. You know why? Low end.
I completely agree with that. So actually, since we just started talking about it, I guess we'll announce what we're talking about so that the audience knows. We are going to be debuting a brand new song from the Spock's Brain album entitled Hey Kara. And Kara, of course, is the childlike leader of the Imorg from the planet Sigma Draconis 6, who is responsible for stealing Mr. Spock's brain, as well as delivering the famous Brain and Brain, What is Brain line. So the song, I noticed the song is written from a male perspective. I was wondering, is that a male character from the episode or somebody else?
Well, according to Noah.
Where is Noah anyway?
Oh, here he comes right now. Hey guys.
That's what Noah says as soon as he walks in the room.
Hey guys. But seriously, he said that it's basically it's like one of the Morg singing the song to Kara, like not any specific character, but just from their point of view, like if one of them were to start a relationship with her.
That makes sense. I was wondering about that. During the song, I guess is where Mr. Spock's brain is taken. There's a reference to the guy with the big brain. So I guess he gets dumped in the song for Mr. Spock.
Right.
The
attention's focused.
So do either one of you guys know how did Noah land on writing a song about the Kara character? Did you guys divvy up a bunch of subjects about Spock's brain and just kind of write from there, or did you guys all pick where you were coming from?
You know, that might have made it easier.
Yeah, it really would have.
No, we just ran off and wrote our own songs. We didn't have any indication what each other was going to write about. And it just kind of turned out that most of the songs were about different aspects of the episode. I think a few of them kind of touch on the same subject matter, but
a few of the same lines.
But yeah, Noah's songs especially are about. I mean, one of them, "Hey Kara," is about like a imaginary love story with Kara and the Morg, and his other song, "Colder in Russia," is about Chekhov. And none of the rest of us wrote about either of those subjects, so you know, it just kind of turned out that we all wrote about different aspects of the episode without actually discussing it beforehand.
That worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I know he was saying that the kind of feel that he was going for with that was kind of like one of those like 80s power ballads almost.
Not totally heard it. I was thinking like Rick Springfield almost.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's exactly the influence he was going for with that too.
The only thing, Mike, is that you on the opening guitar?
I'll hold up air quotes with my fingers. No, that's Noah.
Okay, well, the only reason I was asking is because, at least from a tone perspective, it sounded sort of like that 5150 era Eddie Van Halen to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, Noah wrote that part, but when we were recording it, he could not play it. So that is me playing it. But that's all Noah. I mean, he put a chorus effect on his guitar for the song, and he uses that on a couple of songs, actually.
Yeah.
He used it on Immunity Syndrome. That's his sound that he came up with. So, I mean, if it sounds like that, kind of like Van Halen, then I guess that goes along with kind of with that 80s thing that we were saying.
Which is funny because last night at practice, Noah figured out how to play Jump by Van Halen on the keys.
Oh, very cool.
I'm very stoked about where this could possibly go.
Nice.
Oh, so what's the rest of the personnel breakdown on that song? Of course, Andy, you're on the drums there, but how does the rest of the band fill in the gaps in this song?
Patrick's on the lead guitar, and I'm on bass, and Chris is on the keyboard.
Stuck on the keyboards.
Nice.
Pretty much for this entire album, almost.
Mostly. Patrick plays keys on one song on this album.
Yeah, that's true.
But who's supplying the background vocals in this?
I mean, live we all do it, but on the recording it's mainly Chris and Patrick, and actually Noah does some of the background vocals also himself.
It's like magic.
Nice, doing some of his own background vocals. Awesome.
Yeah, he's doing like a duet with himself.
Pretty cool. So tonally, how does this song fit in with the rest of the album? Is it more upbeat? Is it kind of similar to a couple of others? Do you have a mix of upbeat and downbeat songs, or?
Actually, I think this is probably the poppiest song on the album.
Yeah, the most I would say most poppiest.
Yeah, because the other songs are either darker or heavier or just kind of. RC Spock is kind of poppy, but it's more of like a poppy punk.
Right.
And For His Head is Hollow is sort of poppy, but it's more of a surf song.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think Hey Kara doesn't really match the styles of the rest of the album very closely.
Yeah, but it definitely makes one hell of an opening track, though.
Yeah, it is the first song on the album.
Oh, I was going to ask about where it fell. I wasn't sure if you were going to divulge the running order of the songs.
Oh no, first thing kicks everything off.
Excellent. Actually, I was thinking that it sounded like a really good song to start off the album with.
Actually, it was really hard to decide. We argued quite a bit about the song order.
Yes, we did.
Because a lot of the songs make really good opening songs for this album. I mean, honestly, almost all of them sound great as an opener.
Mm-hmm.
Did this track evolve a lot from the original demo versions? I know you guys are going to release those.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're still going to do that.
This one did not change that much, actually.
No, yeah, it stayed pretty close to the original, actually. Pretty close to the original acoustic demo that Noah had sent out.
The bass line got way better, but the rest of it stayed about the same.
Toot, toot.
So, what other thing that stood out to me about this song was that this is definitely one of the 5-year mission songs that could pass as a non-Star Trek song. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the way Noah wrote The Apple. It was something that seems to be almost could be completely removed. Like if you want to take a bunch of 5OAM songs and make one album that's not necessarily something that would apply directly to Star Trek, this could definitely fit on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even mention Spock in this at all, does he?
No, I mean, the closest he comes to mentioning Spock is his brain. He
right.
mentions the brain, but
yeah.
I mean, it's basically a dude singing to a chick named Kara.
That's true.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he makes a couple of slight references to the episode itself. The cold on the surface and warm down below, things like that. But that,
that
is not a direct
be
reference.
construed as emotions.
Yeah, that's a metaphor.
That's my heart right there, man.
Excellent. So, was that something that he aimed for when he wrote the track?
I assume, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was definitely going for that vague. Could be about Star Trek, could be about a relationship kind of song.
Something you'd hear at like a 1985 prom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only this time he doesn't suddenly start singing about a salt vampire in the chorus.
Right. Out of nowhere.
So you made reference a little earlier to playing this song live, and I know Andy likes to play fun songs live. So is this one of the ones that may make it into your regular rotation?
It actually already has. We've been playing this for what, like 6 months now?
Yeah, we debuted a few of these songs back in November
at Starbase Indy.
Yeah. And we've been playing them since. So this is one of the ones we've played the most.
Cool. So how many songs from the album are you guys actually spinning live right now prior to your CD release shows?
4 of them that we've been playing regularly. At the release show, we're going to play almost all of them.
Yeah.
I think there's only one that we're not going to play, mainly because it's so not a band song.
Yeah, it would be really hard to recreate live unless we had a lot of sequencers and keyboards.
Oh,
it'd be one of Patrick's songs. You'll just have to wait and hear that one.
You guys are keeping us waiting, man. We're hanging on these.
Poor Jeff. He's gonna pass out.
So if people didn't get on board with the Kickstarter, when are they going to be able to pick up the album?
How long does it usually take?
You mean digitally or
just in general, if they want to get it?
Well, we should have the physical copies back in about a week. So
yeah, those will be on our personal web store at 5yearmission.net, like on July 3rd, like immediately.
Oh wow!
Perfect.
Digitally, it just kind of depends on how long it takes for iTunes and Amazon to get on board.
Yeah,
which is usually about what, like
Usually takes
4 or 5 days, something like that.
Yeah, it usually takes a week or two before they
Okay.
get them processed. So it shouldn't be too long after the 3rd that those will be available.
Nice. A little birdie told me that you'll have some physical copies available at the Star Trek convention in Vegas coming up as well.
Of course.
Awesome. So people can procure autographed versions at the table?
If I can still write after all the drinking I'll be doing.
Well, to drag Fark in with a pen in his hand.
That's right.
Nice.
If they can allow Noah into the hotel after all the gambling he'll be doing.
That's true.
Well, you got that 7777 number on the Kickstarter, so I think that means slot machines all around.
We got luck on our side.
Yeah, man. We're just getting quadruple sevens. So, do you guys want to really quickly mention anything else about the track Hey Kara? Or Craig, do you have any more questions about it?
No, I think collectively we covered it all.
It's one of the busiest bass lines I've written yet, and it wears me out every time we play it.
Poor Mike.
So it can't be early in the set, right?
Man, I wrote something that people are going to say, oh, that's a cool bass line. Yeah, but it makes me tired.
Aw.
Oh,
I really like the echo on Noah's vocal.
I agree with that. That's awesome. So, Andy, any thoughts from you? Any final thoughts from you?
I'll give you my usual answer. Nope.
All right. Do you guys want to really quickly, before you sign off, talk a little bit about your upcoming CD release parties and what's going to be happening at the Trek convention in Vegas in August?
Sure.
Cool. So let's talk about the CD release parties first.
Okay, on Friday, July 3rd, we will be at Radio for the official CD release party. Radio, that's here in Indianapolis, right across the street from Hero House Comics, where we are recording this right now.
This is Andy's podcast voice, by the way.
That's right.
Radio announcer Andy.
Yeah.
Radio announcer voice.
Go on.
We'll also be joined by Stackhouse. They are a wonderful 80s metal throwback band, and they really do a bang-up job of it. They actually covered Down Boys last time by Warrant.
Sweet.
Then we'll also be joined by Count Rockula, which is a 4-piece garage band, and they sing about nothing but monsters.
Whoa.
And the whole thing will be hosted by the cosmetologist to the USS Enterprise, Moxie Ann Magnus.
Very cool.
And she will also be performing in between bands.
Is there any plan to record or video record this for posterity?
Hopefully.
We usually video almost all of our shows.
You just never see them.
Yeah, just so we have them. You'll see them, like the shots pop up in our various videos from time to time.
Yeah.
Usually like in podcasts and stuff that we put on YouTube. But yeah, you never know. If it's a good enough performance, we might put out something.
Yeah. Oh, and then our other CD release that we're doing an all ages CD release on July 20th here in Indianapolis at Indie CD and Vinyl. It's just us. It's a free show, and the awesome one thing about that one is that one of our fans and his entire family from England they were going to be in the States anyway to go to Disneyland. And he somehow convinced his wife to take a break from Disneyland, fly the entire family to Indianapolis just for the show, and then fly back down to Orlando to catch their flight back home to England.
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
So, and that was the only reason we actually set up an all-ages release show, was to accommodate him.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It really is. I mean, hey, he was gonna take the initiative to come all the way to Indianapolis just to see us.
Yeah, originally he was just gonna come and hang out with us and just come to like a band practice.
We're like, we can't have you and your family just hanging out in the crazy loud basement where we practice. We should like set up an actual show. So we scrambled, ended up getting one of the coolest record stores in town to let us come in and make a bunch of noise. And yeah, that's going to be an awesome one.
That sounds really, really excellent. So I wish we were going to be there, Craig.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Someday we're going to have to come out there
Yeah, definitely.
and see you guys play. And we were talking about that last year, but
You should look into what flights will be on July 20th.
They got to save up for Vegas.
Yeah, I think
Speaking
Craig's
of
head will
Vegas.
explode. Yeah, speaking of Vegas,
You
so
butthole.
I know we're gonna have our big reunion in early August at the Trek convention, and I know Craig and I are very much looking forward to seeing all you guys again.
Oh yeah, us too.
Yep.
So, what exactly do you guys have on the books for this upcoming convention?
Mike's staring at me like I'm supposed to say this.
You got
Radio
the-
announcer Andy.
All
Come
right,
on.
fine. Radio announcer Andy.
I'll chime in every now and then.
Okay. You. We are gonna have a booth there all weekend in the vendors room. We'll be hanging out in the Masquerade bar and begging people to buy us drinks. And then we will also be performing at both the Captain's Chair and the Gold VIP parties up in the Voodoo Lounge on Thursday and Friday.
Excellent.
We're also working on a couple other little performance surprises if creation will allow us. And yeah, buy us drinks when you see us.
We
We
will have
plan
all
on it.
our merchandise, and our new album will be there.
And probably some new merchandise by that point too.
Yeah.
Oh,
And are you guys going to be in your dress gear the whole time?
Probably not at night, because those things are a pain to wear all day and night
Hmm.
and start getting a little ripe around midnight.
You guys have to do laundry when you're there?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
oh.
Is that even a thing?
That's
Lol.
not rock and roll, Jeff.
Hey, listen, I'm not a rock and roller. I'm just asking a question.
I mean, we shower.
Wait.
We change our underwear.
Landrew?
Landrew.
Landrew?
I'm not gonna do Landrew while I'm there.
What's he doing there? I'm sure somebody will be dressed up as Landrew, though.
You know there will be.
There will be.
That would be awesome.
So one other question about the merch at the table. Are there going to be any more handcrafted tribbles?
It depends on if Savannah is feeling crafty. That is
Ah.
Patrick's wife. That's who was watching the booth last year. Like I said, depending on how crafty she's feeling. But since we're not on stage the entire day and early evening this year, we've decided we're going to be working the booth in shifts.
Nice.
It'll be like two of us for like a couple hours, then another two for a couple hours, another two for a couple hours, so then we can all get out there and like actually enjoy the convention rather than running around and trying to shove a banana in our face in between having to get on and off stage.
And meeting William Shatner backstage.
And meeting William Shatner backstage.
Don't
And
forget
having
to
next gen people groove out to your tunes.
But you guys are also looking forward to meeting George, right?
Yes.
We really hope we'll get a chance to play the song for him.
Yeah, if nothing else, hopefully he'll actually remember us. Be like, hey, we're 5-year mission. Hey, remember that birthday song we wrote you?
I
Love
remember
us."
that song.
Oh my.
Me and Brad listen to it all the time.
It's like dueling to K's.
Everybody's doing impressions today.
Whoa.
Excellent. Oh, and Sherry Jackson, by the way.
Oh, I keep forgetting she's gonna be there.
Is she supposed to go again?
Yeah.
Ah,
She had to cancel last year.
Yeah.
She's scheduled again this year, so
we'll see.
fingers crossed.
So we're gonna have to duke it out with Noah as to who's first in line.
Well, we're gonna take our back issues of Playboy with her in there, and hopefully get them signed while we're there.
Awkward.
I'm sure you guys won't be the only ones.
Yeah, right. You're probably not. Yeah, we I think we're very much looking forward to getting back out to Vegas and hanging out with you guys again. It's going to be pretty awesome that we'll be able to see you a lot more since you're not going to be on stage all day every day.
Exactly, and we're planning on trying to get some of our own vlogs done while we're out there,
Nice.
Oh, cool.
and hopefully get that back up as soon as Mike downloads some new freaking software for his laptop,
Oh,
so you can edit
Yeah.
again.
I have Adobe Premiere 3.
whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, that's old school.
Literally.
It stopped working.
So yeah, while we're out there, I'm hoping to get some new 5-year mission vlogs done. You guys would definitely be part of that,
Sweet.
Oh, excellent.
and see who else we could possibly pull into our hotel room without thinking that they're going to get touched inappropriately.
Oh, we know we're going to get touched inappropriately.
Well, yeah, that's a given with you guys.
Or lure them in there with the idea that they're going to get touched inappropriately, but then surprise them with, no, it's just a vlog.
It's just a vlog. Maybe we'll have some ice cream, you know.
Some Klingon beer.
Maybe. Well, hopefully, yeah, because they're going to be there again this year, and the guys from Federation Beer
They
were
brought us
feeding
that-
us beer last year.
Giant thing full of beer.
Yeah. Hey, how was that beer? Oh, it was great. Here, have 1 million more.
It was so good you brought it down to the bar with you.
In your green room to drink between being on stage, playing people on and off stage.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna go great. Thanks.
Well, any final thoughts from you guys before we sign off on this Hey Kara debut episode? Because we're going to play the song right after we're done talking to you guys.
Nope.
All right. So here to play us out is the brand new track, the first track that we just found out from the Spock's Brain album, Hey Kara.
Never seen you around, I remember it now. I was just up there, look what I found. I took the elevator down. Are you sure to see? You were something to see. Brought me right to my knees. You made me beg now, honey. And I said something right. And I know I might have got into your head, but I could not stay in your bed. You let me slip out instead. You know I had to be free. Whoa. Complicated but give. Times you act like a kid. Other times you leave me hanging on your lips. And you break the rules of it. And it's nice to see. But you're best when you please. And you give it for free. And your loving is all that I need. I know you wanna believe. There's no one it could be hard for you to see. Oh baby, please don't be so mean. We can make it be. I'll do this for me. Hey Carol, what you doing tonight? Come warm me up. You know it's cold outside. What you thinking now, Carol? We can feel it inside. Come teach me something. We can do it right. I hear you got a brand new boy. He's got nothing but his smarts. But a big brain will make it worth it. 'Cause we can always survive on hearts. Darling, come with me. And when everything's told, he will leave you alone. And you'll be sitting now broken and alone. And I know that you know that it's slowly growing out of your control. And you'll be down there on your own or up here in the cold. Oh, I wanna know. Hey, Kara, what's your pleasure tonight? Come see your world, come share the light outside. No, you're not, you're just forbidden and so divine. Come teach me something, we can make it right. Hey Kara, hey Kara, hey Kara, hey Kara, hey Kara, hey Kara, hey Kara.